Prem Sola Bindravan Bihari Lal ki. Sitaram, everybody. Let's all stand as we begin this evening with Aarti. As we get settled in preparation for discourse this evening, we assume that posture for prayer. We place our hands together in our heart, that region. Close our eyes. And as I've been saying, settle the mind just a little bit. Ajam cha varti sanyuktam grahina yojitam mayam deepam grihana devesham trilokya timirapaham.
जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी ओम जय अम्बे गौरी
continue to clasp our hands. Let's pray to Ganesh Baba. Gajananam
Bhudaganari sevitam
Kupeta Jumbo
Paracharavakshitam Umasutam Shotavinashakarakam
Namami
Viganeshwaram Parapankajam.
With one voice, everybody, let's pray to Adi Shakti Mata tonight. But you tonight, say in the prayer, use simple mantra, simply that everybody could pray together. We could use high-tech prayer, secretive prayer, prayer that is only known to the pundits, suktam and different types of mantras and passages. But then you wouldn't know this simple prayer. You would not be able to say the prayer. But as you hone your love and your devotion, these mantras have value. Let's say it together, everybody. Om Sarvamangala
Mangalamangale Shive Sarvada Sarike
Sharanyai
Trayambike Gauri Narayani Namostute.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Prem Swalo Mahapati Mahadeva ki. Devotees, please have your seats. Make yourself comfortable. By now, you would have received your handout, the pamphlet that the children made, specific for tonight. Tonight being the seventh night, Saptami. In the discourse that originates, that shows where Raatri starts, on the seventh night, Kali Mata is formed. This form is created because on the battlefield, there's a guy, day after day, for this Raatri period, Sitaram, different type of generals, lieutenants are coming, attacking Devi. All of them have their gifts, as do you and I. These people are not as stupid as we would like to believe. These people are versed in prayer, and they use prayer for negative. They utilize the methods, the means of gaining gifts, but then corrupt the gifts and want due to greed, dishonesty, lust. At one point, on the sixth night, on the sixth day, when the battle was over, Mahisasura says, Raktabij, you prayed for wonderful power. And now that power is going to be used. Go to battle on the 7th day, on the next day. And when you are caught in the fight, when you are sliced, when you are stabbed, go and accept damage. Listen to what the king is telling the general. Go and accept damage so that your prayer, the power, the gifts, whichever word you want to use, that you have will be activated. What was the prayer of Raktabij? Again, that when his blood, a drop of his blood falls and touches the earth, a clone, a copy, like size, human size, in the same age that he is at that moment, is going to spring up from the earth. Mahisasur wants to use this to his advantage. Thinking, Devi Bhagwat says, Chandipat says, how can you kill somebody like this? Every time you attack him, you are only making him more numerically stronger. Devi has been fighting people who has been praying over their sword, their arrows, for the duration of the Navrat up to this moment. But now, when the morning of the 7th day came, mother is on this side. She's ready to go. She's waiting to see what they will come with. What demon will come. What horde of army and soldiers will come. But she doesn't see any group, bunch, battalion, none of this. Instead, she sees one person mount a chariot, Dhoti alone, tying his loins, hiding that private area. Bareback, no armor, no crown on his head. Spreads his arms wide and he drives straight up into front of mother. And he says, Devi, if you want to cut me, if you want to hurt me, I am an emissary of that unrighteous king Mahisasur. Do as you want. Destroy me if you can. Raktabij stood there as mother started to fire arrows and weapons. Different types of blessed weapons. All aimed at one individual. And from the original copy of Raktabij, long story short, sprang many copies for children to understand. When science is now discovering the genome and the coding to make a human, our text talked about clone, the idea. Where did this idea come from? Where could you take one individual and make a copy exactly like that person? Where would somebody who has never been in a lab, who has never seen these type of science, how would you come with an idea like that to put it in a text? Where does this information come from? Raktabij now, the original copy, is standing in an army of himself. And as she's cutting, he's allowing the blood, he's shaking off the blood. Let it fall and let more copies come. He's happy. Cut me again, mother, cut me. And he's barking on her, challenging her. And in that mode where she's in that warring temperament, she doesn't stop. She belabors him with licks and more licks. More cuts that hit him is more the army is growing. Mother stops the fight and retreats. She gives up the fight. And in the night, that fear formed. When you look at Devi Ma with all the crown, with all the jewel, with the sari that has gems on it, the pearl necklace, all these things. She takes it off and she takes a form that is very dark. Kala has two meanings. Kala means dark, black, and also it means time. Mother takes off all the clothes. She's naked. She's very dark. Why? Because she's about to do incognito, undercover, in the dark work. She runs through the camp of all the copies of Raatri. And the copies, she cuts them, she damages them one by one. They don't have the blessing to copy themselves. The original, only that one had the blessing. And when she reached by that individual and she cut his head off as he was sleeping. If you ever look at the Murti of Devi Ma, she has a head, but it's dripping in a bowl. People who either that don't understand our Dharma, the holy history of our religion, or those that wish to attack our religion, have stained this form, maligned this mother, and we have allowed it. Saying things like she wants to drink the blood. She is craving, she's sending a message to you to make the blood in the bowl so she will be happy. But if only, oh Hindu brother and sister, if you only know the truth, it was a battle and it was a means to destroy the enemy. That was all. Next morning, mother is there in this different form, holding a head of Raatri, but the blood is not allowed to touch the ground. When you read your handout, this is what it is talking about. But in this form, what does it say? These things are based from Bhagavad Devi, Bhagavad Mahapuran. What to offer, mother? Solid sugar, jaggery. Different form, they make it in the slurry and then you solidify it. It is something that Indian people from India side, when I say, cook with and offer as well in their prayer. So we thought we'd give you the recipe. If there's a person here that wishes to make the jaggery, it's right there for you. The person who offers this prasad, this mother removes poverty, money problems. When your body is achy and painful, when you have trouble due to sadness, sickness and grievance, when you're depressed because somebody died in your family, this mother could bring that help. But don't be surprised, people who wish to convert, who wish to attack the Hindu. How can you pray to a mother like that? Look at how horrible she looks. When the British ruled India, there were so many connotations, there were so many hurtful things about this mother, that the Hindu, not knowing better, you know what, I don't do that prayer, I don't do that form of worship. My good friend Pandit Mukesh brought a murti of mother in a temple in Matilda, and he was thrown out of that temple because he brought a murti of mother to worship. When her puja is going to be done, sometimes people corrupt our own mind and convince our own people that our dharma is filled with garbage. We are like a sitting duck that other religions prey on and pick and claw and rip apart. We are the only people that another group will come in. But the answer to this problem, brothers and sisters, especially for the young generation, teach your children about your dharma. Teach them the truth. And then when you know the truth, when you know why you do what you do, why do you worship Kali Mata? Why do you worship Bhairav Baba? How to do Hanuman worship? You know how many people said, Pandit, the other night you were talking and you talked about putting Sindur on Hanuman, Tulsi for Hanuman. I've never heard these things and I'm doing Hanuman worship my whole life. It just goes to show that, brothers and sisters, there are many things that we still have to learn. It's only when we get together and we sit together like this, we could spend the time and explain. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. That Kal Raatri mantra Om Ring Shri Kal Raatri Durgaye Namah. You can use that home when you are doing the worship. Please clasp your hands. Before we do Samaran for Bhagwat, before I move on about Kali Mata, please clasp your hands and close your eyes. And I would like you in your mind, focus a little bit. Be honest. If you are worshiping Durga, if you are worshiping Lakshmi, if you are worshiping Saraswati in your heart, at your home, if you understand them very well and respect them. Special welcome to my brother, Narendra Maharaj. He did Saraswati Vandana just now. Children, musicians, dancers bow and bend their heads because they know the value of that Vandana. It gives them the power to develop what they were not born with. How can we scorn, desecrate, and be prejudicial against another form of Durga Mata? My advice tonight, if we have to improve as a people, Mother took this form to help you and I. I went to do puja today, and many people are receiving their termination letters. Babs, I don't know how to make the car payment. I don't know where the money will come from for this house. And you have time for the lady that is there. Read it for yourself. To help prevent poverty. You have time to say, I scorn that form. That form is black. That form is this, that form is that. But it is simply, devotees tonight, you don't understand the form. I'll prove it to you tonight. How we as a people do things and we don't know why we do it. Please put your hands together. Bow your head. And in your mind, those of you at home, please do it. Mother, I do your worship. Let's pray together. But tonight I supplicate you. I apologize to you. What do I apologize for? Mother, I don't know you and I'm afraid of you, Mother. This Kali form was created. It is an incarnation of your roop. It is your form. Rather than I be a humble devotee, I am choosing and picking which form to worship. As if I have knowledge, as if I am something, such as my ego. I am so great that I could say which God is good and which one is not. Mother, forgive this fool. Jayati, 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 Mahakali, Adya Kali Mata, Jai Karal Vandite, Jayati, Jagadata Vikayata, Jai Jai Rupa Prachandika Mahakali, Kali Devi Jayati Jayati, Suranar Muni Jan Sevi, Jayati Jayati Raktan Asan, Raudra Mukhi Rudrani, Ari Shonita Kape Bharani, Kaghadharani Sochipani, Jai Kali Kankali Mahakali, Jai Mangala Mahakapalini Devi, Rakta Bija Vardakarini Mata, Sada Bhaktan ke, Sada Bhaktan ke Sukhdata, Shri Kali Divyai Namo Namam, Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki jai. Tonight is her night. Everybody, let's get ready to go into our discourse. Let's join together as we do a couple of verses from Devi Bhagwat Sumiran. Please pray. Devi Ma talks about the ego. I am too big to close my eye. I am too old to clasp my hands. Whatever you do here tonight, those of you looking on at home, whatever you do it for Mother. Please humble yourself. Assume the right posture so that when you pray, you'll be able to get optimum benefit. Let's join together.
Gauri Shammugira Guru Govinda Ganapati Gam Sumire Vyasa Bhasha Karta Devi Katha Prasang Jasudeha Mati Mati Vishaya Titita Tato Jahata Mati Nale Khat Jehi Rupako Mati Prirat Sukada Sakala Nigamut Samani Ilekha Jagavan Matu Bhavani Ke Charana Namo Namah Sukhakan Shri Shankaracharya Mata Pita Shiranaya Devi Bhagvat Grantha Ki Bhasha Likhata Banaya Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Raatri Rupena Samshrita Namastasye 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 Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samshrita Namastasye 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 Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti Rupena Samshrita Namastasye 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 Namo Namah
Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki jai. Tonight we continue from where we left off. Last night we were talking about the power of Gayatri. Did you learn something last night? Did you understand when somebody says that Gayatri is the most powerful mantra? If only we know how to use it. Imagine, for example, I go to prayers, I go to wedding with children, and when they come home, they get najar soap on it, they get fever. Only the mothers here would understand what I'm talking about. How to help them? What can I do? I want to get them jari, but sometimes you can't get on to a pundit. But the parent who knows how prayers work, those parents could use mango leaves with Gayatri and help those children. Many people, last time when we were done, as they were receiving those sweets that you ate last night, Gujarati type sweets. Different types of sweets that are offered to Lakshmi Devi. Besan chana barfi, and the other one was pistachio barfi. So it had a green color. Because of the the nutrition again of the nuts and the ingredients, Mother, I wish to offer this to you. Today again, the children were cooking. And when you're leaving, you're going to get something. John Vijay is asking, Guruji, what again? If we were talking about karma, you were talking about how Vasudeva and Devaki had to go through so much of pain because of the mistakes people make. They go through so much type of pain. They were born as Kashyap Muni, and Aditi is born as Vasudeva and Devaki, trapped in that jail cell from the day they got married. All their children are created only to be bashed against the wall. What type of punishment is that? Guruji, you said this is how bad, this is just one example, but this is how bad a person's karma could be. When a person does all type of illicit actions, when a person does all types of hurtful things to people, believe it, those things are going to bear fruit. Garud Puran says, when you steal food, there are some people that like to do these things. When you steal food, God takes your soul, plucks it out of this body at the time of death, and He says, because you love to do that, you like to go and thief people's garden, their trees are looking plump and full, and it is bothering your eye. In your next life, because you are like a rat, stealing food, become a rat. When you are stealing grains and you live like that, and you enjoy doing that, go and become a locust and feed off the grains. When you steal sugar or honey, in your next life, go and become a fly. If God is the creator of everything, how does He know which soul? All according to Gita, all the soul is the same. The Jiva Atma has the same features. The soul that is inside the dog, the soul that is inside the bandit, the soul that is inside the pundit, it looks the same, it is the same, it has the same features. What's the difference? The karma that is attached to each one. He says, if karma is so powerful and it is following an individual, if it is, I cannot remember my past birth, but I know my eyes aren't working, my ears aren't working. Maybe according to Garud Puran, when you love to listen gossip, the ears, the hearing is lacking, or you start to lose it. Why would God make an innocent child? Look at these children playing here tonight. Why would God make an innocent child dumb, cannot speak? Because in your last life, you like to speak false truth. People who go to court, yes, I saw him murder the person, but it is a lie. Lord Vishnu says, no problem. You want to speak lie now? Don't speak the next time. Principle of Indravan, Bihari Lala ki. Janbi Jai is saying, what else, Guruji? What other tool, what other mechanism could a person use to purify themselves, protect themselves from sin? Let's join together as the answer is about to come. And tonight you'll learn a little bit about what we do in prayer, one more aspect, and what we see on Lord Shiva's body. We're going to understand him a little bit. Narayana
Paramatmaya Namo Namah Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah
Shiro Kamidam sarvaye vidhana yatiye sarvachitale.
Narayanaaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. 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 Narayanaaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo.
He says there's one thing that you can use. Do you know why Lord Shiva smears his body with ashes? When we look at YouTube, those of you that have the blessing to go Kumbh Mela in India, when you look at Sankhya TV and they are showing how the sadhus gather together for this great puja, let's say yajna. You see these men look, jata, their hair matted like Rasta, hair jangs. They wear the tikka of Lord Shiva where it is like tree sprang, but their bodies caked with grey ashes. Why is this? When we listen to Shiv Puran and we hear about Bhutnath. Who is Bhutnath? That same Lord Shiva who lives on the cremation ground. And when the Havan, as I was talking about Kravyadagni and Havyavadagni and the different sons of Lord Vishnu, Varaha, and he says, let my 3 boys become the 3 Agni, the one that is lit on the pyre. When that Havan is done, it is said Lord Shiva takes the ashes of the cremation ground and he rubs it on his body. And people don't understand why. This ashes is something we see it and sometimes we don't know. I'm sure if I ask you, have you ever gone to a Sai center? For those that have the blessing and the vardhan to go to Puttaparthi, and you will see in a little piece of paper, Vibhuti. What is Vibhuti? I don't know. Ashes. And I'm supposed to drink it. When people are in the hospital, they will take the ashes and put it on their tongue. Wherever there is sickness, I'll pass it on their body. And I'm going to be healed by God's grace. Vibhuti. What is that about? When I open the yantra, my godfather made a tabich for me. And yes, there's yantra inside there, both pata or parchment paper, and I'll see ashes, different things burnt inside there. Why is that? I don't know, Baba. When the yajna is going to finish, from the havan that is not emptied, you notice outside that havan kund is adding, growing, but it is not getting empty. From that ashes, I am going to put tikka on everybody's body, my body, your body. Swami Sachidananda from Dattatreya organization, he wears only the ashes from the Havan Kund. Why? Guruji says, the only thing that gives a person the blessing other than the Gayatri is the bhasma or the ashes that is coming from prayer. Yes, bhasma that comes from Havan that is done with Gayatri is purifying. But blessed is the person when different rites, different vrat is done, such as Shido vrat is a vrat for Lord Shiva. When this type of fasting and Havan and Puja is done, when Havan is done at Sandhya, And this ashes is placed upon the body of the individual. Removal of sin, freedom from sin, protection from sin is possible. O Jan Bijay, in that ashes there is fire, there is water, there is earth, air, and ether. Ether is the energy that lives between the atoms. That Shakti sits upon the person and protects them. He says, Guruji, I have seen what you are saying is great. I've never heard this. I've seen Mahadev Baba has a tree sprung. Chandan, let's use the word Chandan, tilak on his forehead, on his arms, on his hands, on his feet. Those people that follow the worship those people that follow the worship of Mahadev Baba, they emulate him, following his hairstyle, following the ashes upon his body, but also this Tripundra mark upon his forehead. Why the forehead? Why the places on the body? And he talks about, in answering his question, he talks about the three fingers, the index finger, middle finger, and the ring finger being utilized to place the tilak. But better if this tilak is used with ashes of basma. That basma, when worn with devotion. Mahadev Baba is on the first line, Lord Vishnu is on the second line, and Brahma is on the third line. People put it on your forehead because it is said that some of the karma of an individual is printed here on an individual. For some individuals, we read the book that was written by Parashad Muni. Parashad Muni is the person who writes what we call the Patra. What had happened was the 7 sons of Brahma had developed different means and methods to read a person's future. And they take all the practices and they go to Lakshmi Mata and says, Mother, may you endorse this book. May you put your stamp of approval on it so that everybody will know future. And Lakshmi Mata says, no. Mankind, the human race, does not need to know it. Why do they need to do this? Why do they need to know it? I don't support this. And Parashad Muni, he remembered pieces of what each individual Muni had written. One spoke about palmistry, one spoke about Vastu, one spoke about astrology, one spoke about numerology, different things that bring about peace, hints about trouble to come, and in the same breath, how to fix it. If my front door, for example, is facing southward, what could I do to bring peace in that house? On the outside, I'm going to put palm plant. When you see people have this kind of palm by the house or their business places, for those of you at home, this is just an example. In Vastu Sastra, it says by placing different things, it helps change the energy of the house. When people are building their homes, it is not by arbitrary design we are going to build it. In the northeast corner, that is called your Devta corner. That is where your Jandi is. There is nothing called front. I'm putting the Jandi in the front, or I'm putting it in the, I don't want to put it in the back. If the northeast corner is to the back, that is where your Jandi is supposed to be. That is the corner where we are supposed to put prayer room. In your house, I'm supposed to have my prayer area in the northeast corner. In the southeast corner, I'm supposed to put my kitchen. Parashad Muni documented all these things. For example, the different sciences that a person could utilize to better their life, help the self, etc. Parashad Muni he documents all these things. Until this day, pundits will consult numerology. Numerology, when you take your date of birth, I am born the 6th of June, 1982, and I add it up. There's a Lord over each digit. You keep adding. So 1982, 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 2, and you keep bringing it down until you end up to one digit. And from 0 to 9, Durga, Shiva, number 9 is Yamraj. When people ask questions, for example, is the piece of land good to buy or not? The slope of the land, the corner or where it is located, all these things he started to write it down. These things are used up till this day. And one method that is not as popular because it is shrouded in some mystery. It depends on the amount of prayer the person is using. Watching a person's face and seeing marks on their face and giving them a reading about their future. This is not to be confused with the thing called mole. There is a sastra that deals with moles, the marks on your body. If you have a mole on your nose, on your chest, on your arm, it is indicative of different characteristics of the individual. So when people have babies and they are looking at the child and they are seeing, oh, he's going to be high-tempered, he has a mole here. He's going to be well-educated, he has a mole on his left ears, etc. They know the good and the bad based on those things. Likewise, you know it. When a person has hair that is in a peak here, mothers today know that you call that a widow's peak. You know what? If you marry that girl, she might cause the premature death of the boy. Bad sign. This is partly where you talk about, everybody knows the one with the thumb, the big toe and the next toe. Whichever one is longer, is that one is going to be the boss. Like that. If a person has two thumbs, if their thumb, they have, some people have an extra finger. The double thumb or the extra finger means this person is very artistic and will achieve great heights in music in particular. Pundits still today utilize the books of Parashat Muni to guide and help people. Some people look at the face of an individual and tell you everything about you. Where that karma is on the face, put the mark of Mahadev and you will conquer that reading. He says the forehead is created to hold the karma. This forehead has value. We don't put it here. And it is placed here because it is indicative of the karma that rests on the head of the person. This is why we put chandan on the forehead. Let's hear what happens. We'll make it out. Don't worry about my voice. We'll get through. Just help me sing, everybody. Let's chant together. Jai Bho. Go a little higher for me. If you give me a little higher, I have to make it. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Come on, everybody, help it.
Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jai Samb Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Jai Samb Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Jai Bhakta Ye Mantra Ye Bharani. Eva chitta chitta ye atam mantra pranaya ye tatam chitta chitta le ya hridaye cha.
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. 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 Jai Samb Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
आपो ज्योतिर खव्या धन्या मंत्र ये आटो सेजा भस्मा पूर्वाये शरीराये तम ये आतम
जय भोले बाबा तब शरणम जय भोले बाबा तब शरणम जय
भोले बाबा तब शरणम everybody
बाबा तब शरणम जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम
जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम प्रेम से बोलो महापति महादेव की He says the person who utilizes this bhasma with these 3 marks is changing the karma. Utilize Om Namah Shivaya. Put it on your chest, on your arms, and when a person is going to do worship in particular, what you are praying for is the granting of your desires, the granting of your wishes, the removal of your distress, your stress, and the tage, the heat, the energy contained even in coal ashes can wash away the karma. This is something that is utilized by even Mario Baba. Please watch your pictures when you go home. You'll see it marked all over his body. You'll see it besmeared all over him. Research Kumbh Mela and you'll see the sadhus. When you see like how we have that display outside with the mother inside the little tent, when you're finished doing worship and you have to walk through the village, each sadhu has a little hut and people will come to give them little dakshina and get the blessing of the sadhu. Each one of them is coated in ashes. But because of this verse that we are about to hear, the person who utilizes ashes, that person has the power to bless an individual. That person is as if he is Shiv Baba himself. Prem se bolo Mahapati Mahadev ki Jai. Jan Vijay gets more confused and he asks some very important question. He says, you have talked about ashes, but you did not tell me which ashes. Do I go and burn rubbish in the back of the house and take that ashes and put it on my body? Do I cook food? We talked about Bhog Lagawe, giving the food to the fire. Do I burn that salt food and take that ashes to put it on my body? Which ashes? Let's join together. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
जय भोले बाबा तब शरणम
Jai Bhole
बाबा तब शरणम जय भोले बाबा तब शरणम जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम
Shuddha Yagye Patiye Atam Shalka Yena Malatitam Dharba Yena Kushatam Parijat Yena Ye Ati
जय भोले बाबा तब शरणम 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 जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम
Use the ashes that come from when people do Havan and fasting on the Trayodasi day, the 13th day after the moon. When Havan is done on that day in praise of Mahadev Baba, use that ashes. The Havan that is done on the Purnima Tithi, the full moon night, to Satyanarayan Swami when people have internal health problem, they can put the ashes on their body. They can put that ashes in water, charged as it is, drink it. And for the person who has internal problems, it will go. When Hawan is done, when it is Sandhya, that ashes should be placed on the forehead, on the parts of the body that is ailing. They will get blessing. When their Guru, Diksha Guru, is conducting puja from his Hawan Kund, take that ashes and utilize it for your blessing and upliftment. When the person is sitting on kush grass, whoever it is sitting on kush grass, take ashes from that Hawan Kund. That has value. When the person is doing Hawan and they are wearing the ring made of kush grass on their hand, that Hawan Kund has value. When the person is facing eastward, when the person is facing northward, and they are doing Hawan for Shiv Baba or Devi Ma, that Hawan has value. He says, when you take this type of ashes and you drink it, you bathe with it, you put it on, oh devotee, oh son, your life will be spared. Why? Because it will wash away the trouble your karma is bringing. Please listen, oh child, what this Hawan can do for you. Puja te hum purayeta Basma Devi ye Devi Samindra ye tatva ye satva ye shuddha kalpa.
Jai Bole
Everybody.
Baba Tab Sharana, Jai Bole Baba Tab Sharana, Jai Bole Baba Tab Sharana, Jai Bole Baba Tab Sharana, Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharana, Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharana.
When a person is going to do offerings of Pinda, offerings of Sapinda. Sapinda is something different. When Nandi Mukshrad is going to be done, when Gaudan, there is 10 different type of dan called Gaudan. Depending on the problem a person have, Gaudan could be yes to help a soul cross the Vaitharani river. But if a person is sickly and you want to bring back that individual, help them overcome sickness, there is Gaudan where you're going to give different type of stone, different type of grass in charity in addition to the animal. When this is to be done, if the person does not have ashes on their body coming from a Hawan that where Gayatri mantra is offered, that prayer is not going to be as useful or beneficial to the person. It is as if it will lack luster. Therefore, regardless to how a person prays, regardless to the type of prayer they are praying, regardless to the type of mantra they are jagawing, if you want to have power, if you want to have the full potency, when I say power, the full reward, the full outcome of that prayer, ensure the person has the basma upon their body. That person who utilizes the basma is free from the dangers of karma. There are three types, three different types of basma. One to bring peace, one to bring nourishment, one to bring happiness and fulfillment of desires. Jan Vijay says, Guruji, I know you will tell me about this. I know you will tell me how to make this basma, how to do it. Let's hear what this blessed Guru teaches him next. Come on, everybody.
Jai Bole Baba Tab Sharana, Jai Bole Baba Tab Sharana, Jai Bole Baba Tab Sharana, Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharana, Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharana.
When a person, let's say you are a dancer, musician, something like that, and you want fame, I want to become popular, I want to have Maybe on a different side, I have unrest in my house. Shishya, God's son, take fresh gobar, put it in the Hawan Kund, frame and edge the Hawan Kund with it. A lot of gobar. Do Hawan. What type of Hawan? Gayatri jar. And allow that fire to burn. What type of wood is to be used? Many people, as Hindus, if you ask them, what is Hawan wood? Remember this. Hawan wood is any type of wood that could give you white smoke. When mango wood is dried, when this type of wood is dried and it is burned, it gives you dense white smoke, especially bale wood, neem wood, but also things like peepar, jamun, all these different trees can be used. We have the practice of using pitch pine. But for you who know about pitch pine, it burns nice, it smells nice, but it gives you dense black smoke. That has very little benefit. He says, for the person that uses the right type of ingredients, the wood, the ghee, the gum we talked about, the goggle, and you offer the Gayatri, burn in this gobar. When you are done, take that basma, bathe with it, mop with it, put it in your home. Shanti basma, you call it. It brings peace, it brings fame, it brings that type of happiness. There's no anxiety anymore. This type of ashes, this type of basma brings that type of blessing. Sarva dhyanstu ye grihapat bhaumaya ye madhyayati antara riksha grihate yatam tatapara pundrika ye grihate.
जय बोले बाबा तब शरणम, 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 जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम, जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम.
I met a parent. Every day in the temple we have puja going on. And these two young people prayed for a child, they got the child. But sometimes when a person is not meant to have a son or meant to have a daughter, and they pray and they fight, and it's there in text and we see it in real life. When this child does come by virtue of your prayer, sometimes it's a fight. You fought to get the child, and now you fight to keep the child. If you remember the history of that Triambaka mantra, the parents couldn't get a child, but when they got the child, your child will live to the age of 16. And those parents prayed, and Madhav Baba formed. As the child is praying, I don't want to die, I don't want to give up this life. And when Yamraj comes to take the soul, Madhav Baba says, no, you can't touch my devotee, don't do that, you can't do that. Don't go near that person. Such is the power of God. He says the next type of ashes, take the cow gobar from the heifer that is on the ground, that is a little solid dried by the sun. Let the person put it to the flat bottom of the Hawan Kund and write with their hand. You know, when we used to do Shraddh long time, we used to write Shri Ram at the back of the bedi. We used to do the Tarpan offerings on the Bandara bedi outside, where we used to call the head and the body. I don't know why we call it that, but and we used to flip the bedi. And on the back, for ladies who don't know, we used to write on our bedi Shri Ram. Right here now, it is saying, write the 6-syllable mantra. The 6-syllable mantra is very simple. Panchakshar mantra is 5-syllable. Namah Shivaya, 5. Add Om, it comes 6. He says, take that with your finger, index finger on your right hand, and write it in the gobar. Because it is semi-dry, it will hold the shape of the mantra. And when you go and you offer Gayatri mantra on that paustic basma, the young couple came to do prayer, and the child is 6 months old, just after 6 months. But when they go to the health center, the nurses, his loving nurses are quarreling. You're not feeding your child is underweight. Your child is withering away. Nurse, I am feeding the child, but the child is not putting on weight. The child does not want to eat this. When I'm giving the child the bottle, he's refusing the bottle. He does not want the mother's milk. He does not want anything. If we feed him, the mouth is spitting it out. The child is only vomiting. And as a result, the child cannot build weight. It cannot grow. It is stunt growth. The child is in trouble. What do? You set this gobar in the hawan, and the mother and the father sit down. Burn ghee mixed together with honey. Again, the appropriate type of wood. Paustic basma. That type of ashes that will bring nourishment. Any person that cannot digest food, intestinal problem, give them some of this at dust. I'm giving you the secret so you can help your own. Give a dust of that ashes in water and let them drink it while saying Gayatri mantra. And for the child that cannot put on the appropriate size weight, I'm not telling you get a belly big like mine, but we're talking about sickness now. When the girl has just delivered her baby and you want to help her body internally heal, give them this type of ashes. And from the lady that cannot make the breast milk, she will make milk. John Vijay, please listen to the third type of ashes. Prataye ye rautaye atam deva bhasma vrata parshuchi. गावो गावो ये घत्वा तुम नाम कृपा ये गोविंदा.
जय बोले
Everybody.
बाबा तब शरणम, जय बोले बाबा तब शरणम, जय बोले बाबा तब शरणम, जय बोले बाबा तब शरणम, जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम, जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम.
जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम. प्रेम से बोलो महापति महादेव की जय. The third time, you take the gobar and you make it into ball form, and this is dipped into oil, ghee, and this is offered solid in the hawan, and put it, sit down and allow it to burn slowly. Take the ashes from this, bathe with it, drink it, leave it on your body, and any desire you want, you will have it. This is called Kamada Basma. More powerful is the person who, after doing these type of havan, could go and Raatri the cow. Gau Mata, because why is this gobar so important? Gau Mata is given as a mandir, charged, as I said the night before, with all the devtas. She's the one giving the darshan to you and I. But the waste of the animal has a special ingredient. Do you know how many homes Pandit Sunil and I will go to? And you're looking to see if it has, if it's lipid, if it has gobar and the bedi. The Babs, you didn't get that now. Babs, we don't have that now. But listen to me tonight. This is the difference between some people doing puja and getting the outcome they want, and some people doing puja today, tomorrow, the day after, and they are still waiting for something to happen in their life. Remember that discourse when she's going to meet Lord Krishna? Remember I told you how Lord Shiva and Surya and everybody started to jump into the cow? And this is why the Hindu does not eat beef or beef products. Because of it is like a mandir, it is an all-in-one special. Everybody is right here, bowed to the cow, and it is as if you have bowed to all the Devatas and Devis. The wife of Lord Vishnu is the last one to appear. And she says, Devatas, I wish to go with you. Don't matter, that is my husband, I wish to witness this moment. They say, Mother, welcome, find a seat, jump in the maxi, sit down, and let's go and take a ride together. They look high and low. There's no space. There's nothing. Tonight, please listen to what Pandit Keshava is saying, you know. There's somebody sitting here asking, why are we burning gobar? I hate how that thing is smell. I just scorn that. When you go in some prayers, they put plastic bag and they'll put a glove on top of the plastic bag. To leap their own baby, that they are begging God to come and sit down and hear the prayers. Please listen to how stupid people are. Mother says, if there's no seat in the maxi, I'll go, I'll come back. And next time, another time, when you're going to ask Lord Vishnu to come, I'll go with you then. Brahma, being the sensible one, he gets up and he says, Mother, you are the person who does give good luck. You are the good luck lady. You are fortune. Your name is prosperity. If you don't go with us, if you are not on our side, your husband might see us, but he might not listen to us. We are not lucky. He may not grant us what we are praying for. Mother, I think you need to be with us. She says, oh Brahma, where will I fit? He says, Ma, the only place I have for you is the waist of this heifer. The gobar in her intestines, the waist of the animal. Mother, if it is the lowest seat. But Ma, if you sit there from today, this is the important part. Please listen to this. If you sit here from today, whenever humans have to invite devatas to sit on an altar, what we call the Bedi or the Vedi, if it does not have the gobar smeared, it is not fit to invite one devta. It is not a Bedi. It is not complete. It is not sacred. Mother, you will sanctify that spot and make it fit for Shaligram and Lingam to sit there. She says, no problem. Mother, wherever people put or smear that gobar, that place becomes a Bedi. Whether the Bedi is in the temple, in your house, by the river, by the sea, under the peepar tree, and in the cow shed. 6 places where we do different type of worship. All have to be marked clearly with gobar because of this moment. She says, okay, no problem. He says, Mother, further, wherever gobar is placed, smeared, things of loose nature, loose spirit, lost spirit, people that have bad intention cannot come close. Do you know about that? No, Baba, I never see that, no way. You ever went to a funeral? The people have tiled pitch concrete by the place, but you they leap in under the box end to push away while this body is being worshipped here. Do not lose spirit, do not come here. If a person wishes to harm a family, on the day of a funeral, they could put things inside of the box to cause corruption, to cause problems, separation after the funeral is done. For this reason, Hindus don't allow a person to put any and everything in the box. One example, when you have a military funeral, they want to put, whether it's police, army or MTS, they worship their uniform, that's part of you. And they want to put the hat, the jersey, the shirt, whatever it is, in the box. But as Hindus, we do not allow those things to go. If you wish to put our flowers, brother. Offer it and say thanks. Thanks for who you were. We are the tattoo, the elements inside the body, and you move. This is why that gobar is under the box. Have you ever gone to a wedding? When the poor, who's your poor? You know na Baba, you hear the name, but really you know that person yet. Poor is your father, sister, correct? Correct? Right, make sure. Poor goes and she's praying. Why poor? Poor loves you. She does not want anything to harm or happen to you. So poor takes the culture where we are calling all the devotees. It is time for wedding. Please, mother, come and sit here. Please, this person is going to marry that person. And please, when she puts the gobar and she shields the culture where the Raatri name is being placed inside, please protect this young person, male or female. We see the gobar being used there for our God again. When people have business places to bless, up till today, you might see aluminum front and glass front and wonderful tiles, but as a pundit, before we open doors, the biggest of them all, they mop out with Gauri Mata, Gobar. Mother, when you are here, negative cannot come through that door. That bandit cannot come through that door. They cannot come through the window. We take little pieces of Gauri and we stick it in the corners of the window. Nothing negative can cross my entrance. Mother, wherever you are, in this form, that type of people, negative intention cannot come. Mother, further, when people worship you, why when you have prayers, we have the little Gauri on the bedi and we RTing Lakshmi Mata, that person who worships you in this form will have the blessing, the darshan of Lakshmi Mata. This is why our people, when we used to cook with chulha, or if you have a mud hawan kun or bedi like this in your home, come in Diwali time, it is time to bring over and reapply mother, bring back mother into your home. This is why it was done. Till this day, many Hindu people, when the prayers finish, what do you do with your little Gauri on the bedi? What an opportunity, mother, I invoke you, I call you, come. And when I'm done, I'll throw you away. The truth is, for the Hindu that has the knowledge, they will take that gobar, dissolve a little piece, not all, dissolve a little piece in a bucket of water and mop out their house. I have done this prayer to clean my house, to purify my house, to bring it back to Satwik, to end the argument, to protect it from bandit. This is another way to do that. This is what that gobar is on the bedi for. So when somebody comes and says, you know what, you didn't get gobar, you could use hardi. Hardi is a cleansing, just like gobar is cleansing. But please, brother, don't get tired. Hardi is for cosmetic cleansing, like we use in Vico, like we use for the wedding ceremony. Ugly people take hardi and poof, we're supposed to get pretty now. It didn't work for me. Cosmetic value and spiritual value is two different things. This has Lakshmi in it. You cannot compare that with hardi. Please, as you go home, remember these little tidbits. This is why in making the basma, if you go to press and you see people with the hawan kun and it has the gobar inside of the hawan kun, this is why they are doing that. They know about it. If you see people doing different prayer and they are cutting up kush grass and they are dropping it in the hawan kun, this is why. Because when you burn certain things, it gives you certain benefit. Prem Savalo Adi Shakti Mata Ki Jai. He says, when you put the basma or the tilak at different parts of your body, you're going to get different blessings. Let's join together in this verse. And I'll ask you a question before I explain it. Let's go. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu
Shakti Rupena Samsrita Namastasye Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samsrita
Shiro Me Sway Brahma Lalata Ye Na Ye Karna Ye Devi Ganesha Ye Tamte Shiro Bhasma Ye Atau.
Ya Devi
Everybody.
Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samsrita Namastasye 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 Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samsrita
Namastasye, namastasye,
Namastasye Namo Namah
Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu. प्रेम से बोलो आदि शक्ति माता की. You're the Hindu. Those of you looking on at home, check yourself. You're the Hindu, eh? I feel very passionate when people ill speak my religion. Just now we were talking about how other people attacked our religion. But do you know that in our own religion, we sometimes are our own enemy? When you wash down your procedures, when you ill speak your own practices because of your ignorance, that we don't do that. We don't do that in this house. We don't know about Shashti Puja. We are not going to do that. We don't know about Hardi. We only know about one-day wedding. I don't know about Sanskar. There are some people that will hear about prayers that will help develop your children, improve your children, get them to the point that they have gurus, people like Narenjadri, that will teach children how to play that beautiful flute, saxophone and other equipment. But it doesn't just happen like that. It comes with prayer, it comes with different rituals that are allowing a child to develop like a flower, blossom at a young age. You see it today. What parents could not do, children do in the snap of an eye. Tonight, I want to ask you, pay attention when puja is going on, when you have your pandit at home. At the beginning of prayer in previous discourse, I have explained why we use kush grass ring and not mango ring. I've explained the bali, the string that we tie, right hand for men, left hand for women, at the beginning of prayer to protect them as they are venturing into prayer, whilst vegetarian. But when you are coming out of that mode, just like the kangan that we take off before the honeymoon, the toasting, before these desecrations happen, take it off. Everybody understands that? Wonderful. But still today on the front of the newspaper, you'll see a politicians posing with liquor. And unfortunately, the bali that says, I am going to do prayers, I am in prayers, that is on the hand, and the liquor is right here, posing for toast. It shows how confused our people are. Another example of this, just to paint the picture. What is the purpose of the turkey? The turkey is here. One time you'll see it is when the morning of the funeral, a person shaves their head, leaving this little tuft of hair. Devatas are asked to sit here and bless the person as they are about to worship. But I have seen Many examples. People still have turkey, but they're not in celibate mode. They're not in vegetarian mode. There's a chapter here that talks about the different chandan, just as we are talking about ashes. Why the Hare Krishna wears the Vishnu tilak on the bridge of the nose, hollow in the middle? Why does Lord Shiva wear, as we spoke a little bit about it, this type of chandan? Why does the Devi worship has that red color? The Swami or the Sannyasin uses white only. Why are these things they are done like that? There's a whole chapter dealing with it. But when it comes to some of the practices that we are talking about, sometimes the simple things evade us, and it cause trouble, because we get ourselves in difficulty when we don't know the value of what we are doing. Tonight, before we go forward, answer this question. The ring is on your hand. Think back, you're upon it, not me. Baba will wash your hand, sip water 3 times, wash hand again, cleanse it. Kush grass ring is on your hand for protection. Bali is on your wrist, protection. I am about to enter into worship. Under my feet, I am standing on kush grass. This ground is now holy because Lord Vishnu, Brahman, Shiva in the kush grass is holding me up, blessing the seat. Why do you stand when you're about to start prayer? Dear God, may you bless the seat. When you go to a wedding and they put the 5 palm leaf on the bench, dear God, this boy and girl is about to get married. Bless the seat which they sit upon. But there's one thing missing, Baba. I've seen the Pandit put tikka here on the forehead. I've seen the Pandit put by the ears, by the throat, and the 2 hands. Why do you do that? Let's say a child is asking. You're the Hindu. Do you know why? Another example. I came to Yagya. This is Roland Jack. This is Roland House. His prayers. But everybody is getting tikka when they come through the door. I'm not doing puja. I'm not doing worship. I did not fast, to be honest. But everybody is wearing tilak. Please listen. The value of this chandan. He says, besides the tilak that Lord Shiva wears, the three lines. When a person wears the type of tikka that is looking as a circle where we stamp like this, or it looks like a deer light. Depending on where you put this mark, Ishwar, that form of Shiva and Lord Shiva and Devi Ma is going to reside in that spot. The head, the forehead is where Brahma, where he resides in that third eye region, that energy, that flow. Bless this spot, O Ishwar. Bless the mind of this person. Purify the head, their thoughts, and free them from the sin of the negativity, the tamasic thoughts that they have. Sometimes when you go to prayers and worship, the type of things that you think about. Free this person from that karma and that type of sin. And you put the tikka between the eyebrow and the third eye region. The 2 ears are the seat for the Ashwin. The 2 medical doctors, divine doctors. Please forgive the person for the type of gossip, the type of things they like to hear, the type of things that enter their ears and get their attention. There are some people, when they hear bhajan, man, take off that radio. But let some rah, 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 rah kind of music come on the radio. Yeah, man, put that on. Put it on harder. even for the worst person now. If I have collected sin because of my heirs, move that sin, Gayatri mantra, and you put it there. Please don't allow this to hold me back. Why do I put tilak here? Ganesh Baba sits on your body, on your throat. If my mouth, I use this organ to cause sin by causing hurt to people, forgive me, I'm about to do worship, purify me. When they put the 2 stamps on your hands, if these hands were used to accumulate sin, please purify me. I'm about to do worship. Please allow me to be clean of the karma so that I can better myself. Prem Sabalo Mahapati Mahadeva ki Jai. Jan Vijay says, dear Lord, dear Guru, if this tilak sitting on my body could bring so much of benefit and blessings, did anybody have this? Did anybody do this? Did anybody ever name this thing you are calling Basma? He says, because of the power and potency of Basma, when a person puts it on their body, the power of the Lord removes the pain, the sickness, the suffering. For this reason, Basma is something, do you know when you are worshipping your lingam, when people are bathing Devi Ma, we did that with this murti. One of the ingredients that you offer to them, Shiva and Shakti, is the ashes from Hawan Kund. They might put it in a piece of sieve cloth or dhoti cloth and they shake it and cover mother in a fine dust. They do it for the lingam, we do it here. And in giving this type of gift to her and to him, people who have different types of disease, fistula, rheumatism, different types of growths within their body, women that have ovarian problems, ovarian cancer, these things, by giving them, bathing them in the ashes, these things go away. Prem Sabalo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. Why is it, Guruji? Why is it is called Vibhuti? What is Vibhuti? Vibhuti translates into that Basma, that ashes, that is the manifestation of God. This is a form of divinity that only protects man. What are you talking about? In reference to the Sai, when Swami would give away Vibhuti to everybody, many people didn't understand the name. Vibhuti is something coming from God that protects people from their own karma. So when they bathe with it, when they put it in their tongue, when they touch it on their forehead, it uplifts the individual and saves them from the hurtful experiences that they go through sometimes. Prem Sabalo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. He says at one point, Durvasa Rishi had put on his ashes. He's wearing the Rudrak's bead all over his body. And he goes to the depths of the house of Yamraj. And as he walked in, there are different sections. Imagine, for our understanding, in a house, there are many doorways. Each door is a place to go. When you commit different sin, they get different punishment. Durvasa Rishi sitting and talking with all the attendants of Yamraj, the security guards. He hears people bawling. And he says, why are they bawling like that? He says, when people hurt other people, when people give their word and they break that word, when people break the hope of other individuals, when people break the heart of other individuals, there's a special place in hell for them. They bawl the loudest. That is what you are hearing, Guruji. He says, I want to go and see them. Kumbipak is the name of the door. Let's say that's the label on the door for these people inside this room to get this type of punishment. They are bawling and grieving for help. Durvasa Rishi walks through the door, and the same people that were bawling and squealing and calling for God, they start to sing. They're happy now. Immediately. Nobody understood what just happened. The Yamdut, who are like the ushers going from one room to the next with Guruji, when they see it, they want to know what type of jadoo, what type of miracle, what type of thing is this? The worst sinful people are celebrating happily now, better than those people in heaven. How could this possible? How could this be possible? Yamdut go to the boss man, Yamraj, Guruji, Prabhu, so and so went. And when they went, the bawling stopped, the people stopped, they looked energetic, they looked beautiful, their clothes was as if they were devatas, and they were singing. Yamraj could not understand this. Yamraj calls Brahma, he calls Shiva, he calls Vishnu. Did you intervene in my work? Did you feel sorry for somebody? Did somebody in that region of Kumbipak call you and you intervened in their punishment? Each one of them says, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Yamraj says, well, someone came here. Guruji walked in, Durvasa Rishi walked in, and when he walked in, immediately everything inside this region of hell, where the most sinful people come, they became angelic. Mahadev Baba laughs. Mahadev Baba says, oh Yamraj, you allowed it to happen. He says, you don't know what went on? He says, no. He says, Durvasa Rishi is a person that is practicing Gayatri Mantra. And when Durvasa Rishi entered into that region, into that room, for children to understand, as he looked down to see who was bawling and suffering, a few microscopic grains of that ash on his forehead fell. Blessed is the person that wears the ashes of the Gayatri Jap from the Havan. That when these people come around, when these type of individuals come to your home, come to your place where there is sickness, where there is trouble, where there is difficulty, they will uplift them. He says, those souls that were bawling in that room, because of him and that ashes that fell, they were uplifted immediately. They are not there in that room anymore. They are in Vaikunt. This is why when an individual is finishing any type of job, any type of prayer, any type of tirat, or any type of brat, let them get the ashes of the Havan Kund. If done properly, it will uplift them. That energy, when placed with the thumb finger, listen, and people say only use this finger. And they say only use the ring finger. Why the ring finger, Baba? If I use the next finger, something happen. Listen, he says, place it like a flame, and your life will open like a bud, like a flower's bud. It will open. When it is drawn on the person's head with the thumb, pundits like to give this type of tikka. Nourishment, health, physical health will come to the person. When the person uses the middle finger to put the tikka, longevity, aged individuals use this method. When it is used by the ring finger, the person who is hungry, the person who is destitute, the person who is impoverished, that person will find things are coming. This is why our elders used to say, how could I live? How I will go prayers and me I will get tikka, chandan, tilak. How will I go to prayers and Pandit Yuheshwar Chandan? This is my blessing. I listen to the prayer, I smell the smoke, I listen to the mantra, and I want my chandan now. And when the Pandit, knowing which finger to use, places the finger on your body, This is the benefit. When a person is given tikka, you careful not to let the nails touch, because it takes away. This is why we don't use 2 fingers at a time. He says when people use these methods and they put this type of ingredient on their body, the power and the blessing of God is with them. Sometimes when we are blessing children, please listen how our people are subjected to the use and the advice from other religion. When we were small, I grew up, they used to take a black pencil and write a cross on the belly. But in our dharma, for the mother tonight who knows better, if you take, when they are doing the Janev Sanskar, when they are blessing the body, when the girl is getting married and she has headache, she's feeling upset, different things happen in the wedding ceremony, diarrhea, different things go on, and we want to know why the dulahin is taking so long to come. Take the hawan ashes, put it by the navel and ask mother to sit there. Put it by the neck and ask Govind to sit there. And for the person that is throwing up, for the person that is running to the toilet, with all due respect, that person is going to be saved. That hawan ashes is what removes things like najar, badai, etc. It exists in our dharma. It is written in our text. It is just that sometimes we don't know what to do. Tonight, as I conclude, as we stop here on this point, Jan Vijay says, Guruji, I bow to you. You have unraveled the mystery of the Gayatri. And now you have unraveled the mystery of the Basma, the Tilak, the practices that we have. Guruji, thank you. Jan Vijay gets up in the conversation and he rests his head on the feet of the individual. Many people see people bowing in different ways. But when you understand the value this person is getting into your life and giving you the opportunity to uplift yourself, if you minus the ego and you rest your head on the foot of the individual, where they are chanting Gayatri, the dust from that person's foot. When Sudama comes to the castle of Krishna, many people see Sudama washing Krishna washing the foot of Sudama. And many people don't understand why. Rukmani and Satyabhama feed Sudama. But Krishna makes sure he washes the feet. He takes the kanhawar from his shoulder and he wipes the foot. Not a separate piece of cloth like what we do, but the clothes I am wearing, I am going to wipe my Guru's foot with that. Because that Gayatri and the dust that is charged with that Gayatri is going to change my house, change my living, change my situation. Even God did it. We sometimes see the picture. The Christian is washing Sudama's foot. This is just but one example. Prem se bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. I hope you understand why you put on tikka now. This is what yagya is supposed to be like. A learning experience, a growing experience. So that the Hindu is empowered with prayers and practice to protect themselves from the onslaught of negative. Nobody could confuse you now and say Kali Mata is Jambi worship. You are worshipping the gobar of animal. You people crazy. Now you know why. When people tell us, oh, you are unhygienic, you are eating with your hand, remember the Maggie, the mudra, blessing every mouthful you touch and ingest. Now you know. In your life, activate the Dharma and do what you have to do to save yourself and your family. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki jai. Let's all stand. Put your hands together before we go into the arti. Dear Lord, tonight by your grace, I've got the opportunity to calmly sit and listen to your secret. Tonight, I walk away with something. Tangibly, I have the katha, I have the handout of Raatri, Kali Mata. I have a recipe to cook for her. I have a mantra to jap for her. I understand Tika. I am learning to talk to you, Mother. Please continue to bless me. Please continue to protect me tonight. I'm going home with your darshan. Ajam cha varti sanyuktam grahina yojitam mayam deepam grihana devesham Trailokya Dhimirapaham. Everybody, let's sing together. Sona Meri Devi.
Sona Meri Devi, Parvat Vasini, Tera Paar na paaya, Tera Paar na paaya. Sona Meri Devi, Parvat Vasini, Tera Paar na paaya, Tera Paar na paaya. Paan Supani Dwajaya,
Dear Lord, another session of wonderful satsang. Ma, by your will, your children are learning. God bless all those that made this yagya possible. If you brought flowers, if you aided in the bringing of the murti, if you bathed mother, if you sacrificed your time to help create a prasad, in whichever way, after reading a wonderful discourse like this, it says the fire, the energy of Devi resides in that tilak, in that basma. Blessed is the person who listens to this discourse. That mother sits on them. That for all their labor, for all their contribution, for the musician that is sweating, for the cook that is tired, for the person that is making mala, picking flowers in the hot sun, whatever have you. For those wonderful ladies, God bless them. Day in, day out, they are cleaning the mother's mandir, her murti. For the person that toted the mud and made the seat for her murti to sit. Think about how important your job is, and only that lady could reward you. Know that the darshan of mother is flowing on you because of the good praschit karma, the good works that you are doing. If you are sitting on the side and you are letting other people do, my question is, why are you robbing yourself? Again, I invite everybody, come and Raatri the Murti. Now the Lord Shiva started to drink milk. Please take a second and see what your dharma has in it. Offer it to God. Come and do Raatri whilst the group will continue to sing. Get your blessings. Dear Lord, as I close, as we get ready to go home, thank you for your blessing. Give me the opportunity to do it again. Everybody with one voice. Tvameva Mata
Pita Tvameva
Tvameva Bandhuscha
Saka Tvameva
Tvameva Vidya
Dravinam Tvameva
Tvameva Sarvam
Mama Deva Deva
Tvameva Sarvam
Mama Deva Deva.
Together. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Prem se bolo Mahapati Mahadeva ki, Pawanapatra Hanuman ki, Shri Adi Shakti Mata ki, Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki, Satya Sanatan Dharma ki. Jai Jai Sitaram. Sitaram everybody.